Everyone is learning the wrong programming language in 2026. The game has completely changed. It's not about popularity anymore. It's about one specific factor. Which language does your LLM actually know? And that one variable changes everything about which programming languages you should be learning right now. I've been watching job boards, salary bands, what teams are actually building with, and learning the one wrong programming language can easily cost you thousands of dollars in missed opportunity. So let me show you the 5 languages that actually matter in 2026, ranked from 5th place all the way to the top spot. And that top spot, it's not what everybody tells you. Let's get straight into it. 5th place goes to Rust. Now, before all the Rust fans come after me in the comments, hear me out. Rust is actually an incredible language. It's fast, it's memory safe, and it's being positioned as the top replacement for C and C++ code. Microsoft even announced that they want to replace all their C and C++ code by the end of 2030 with Rust. That's actually a huge deal, and it shows a lot of support for the language. Even more impressive, the US government is actually pushing for it, for its critical infrastructure. That's not just hype, it's real institutional backing. It's statically typed, compiled, and memory safe. And Cargo is genuinely one of the best package managers in any ecosystem. So when you look at it, on paper, Rust is perfect. But there's a problem. The learning curve is absolutely brutal. And if you're a beginner, Rust will humble you real quick. I mean, you'll be fighting with the borrow checker all of the time, and because of Rust's complicated rules, LLMs will actually struggle to generate code that compiles on the first try. So you just end up spending more time debugging the LLM's code than you would with other languages like Python or Golang. And while the Rust community is absolutely amazing and there's so much documentation, there simply just aren't as many jobs as other programming languages on the list. So all in all, Rust lands at number 5. It's powerful and it's the future of systems programming, but it's not the most practical choice for most developers. Now, speaking of practical choices, in 4th place we have Golang. Go is actually one of my favorite languages to write. It's simple, but in the best way possible. The entire language spec is small enough that you could probably learn it over a weekend. But don't let that simplicity fool you. For what most of us probably build, Go is probably the fastest language on the list. Backend services, APIs, Go crushes it. And the best thing about Golang is its concurrency model that is so stupid simple that it makes it so easy to write concurrent code, which would be a nightmare in other programming languages. And because it's so simple, LLMs are actually pretty good at writing Go. The developer ecosystem is solid, the tooling is great, and it's just super enjoyable to work with. There's also a lot of demand for Go developers, especially at fast-paced tech companies that are trying to build scalable backends. The only reason Go is not higher on this list is pure market share. It's just not as widely used as languages like Java, Python, or JavaScript. But if you're looking to specialize in backend development, Go is a great choice. And it's also a future-proof choice, which brings us to the market gap. Go is the move fast, scale hard language that is used in startups and in infra teams. But if you want the economic fortress, the jobs that survive for recessions, in 3rd place we have the enterprise heavyweights, Java and C#. I'm grouping these two together because they occupy the same space in the programming world. And look, I know these languages are not sexy. They're not the hot new thing. But here's what they actually are. They're battle tested. They dominate enterprise. And most importantly, they actually get paid. Java and C# are statically typed, performant, and incredibly scalable. They're designed for building large, complex systems that need to reliably run year after year. Think bank, insurance companies, government contractors. They're all running on Java and C#. And they're not going anyway anytime soon. The ecosystem is mature, the tooling is solid, and there are arguably better designed languages than Python or JavaScript in a lot of ways. Now here's the catch. Java actually took a small hit in the Stack Overflow developer survey from 2024 to 2025, dropping almost 0.9%, which might look insignificant at the surface. But its admiration rating, it's only 41.8%, which puts it in the bottom programming languages. C# did just a little bit better, growing a little bit and sitting at 55% admiration. So why are they in 3rd place if the trends aren't looking so good? Because they're practical. If your goal is to get a job in software development, especially in an established company, Java and C# are always solid bets. The demand is definitely there, the salaries are competitive, and the skills transfer well to other languages. But look, they're not flexible and they aren't as fast to prototype with. And if your goal is to build a SaaS or a startup one day, I probably wouldn't reach for Java. Now, most people assume Python is number 1. And a year ago, I actually would have agreed, but there's one thing holding it back from top spot, and it's not what you think. So 2nd place goes to Python. And Python is having an absolutely insane moment right now. I mean, just look at the Stack Overflow survey numbers. In 2024, Python usage was sitting at around 51%. And now in 2025, it's almost 58%. That's a 7% increase in just a year. Which definitely makes sense considering Python is so stupid easy to learn and actually read. I mean, if you can read English, you can probably read Python. And it's incredibly versatile too. You can build web apps with Django, Flask, or Fast API. You can write script and automation tools. You can do data analysis with Pandas. You can even build machine learning models with TensorFlow or PyTorch. And that last one is key, because AI and machine learning are absolutely exploding right now. And Python is the language for that space. So if you want to work in AI, you need to know Python. There's absolutely no way around that. Plus, AI coding assistants are excellent at writing Python. There's just so much training data available on the web that it makes them super powerful. And in 2026, that matters more than you think. Speed is everything now. If your LLM can help you write code faster, then you ship faster, you iterate faster, and that's how you actually win. So if Python has the growth, the AI support, and all the market share, why is it stuck in number 2? Because there's one specific area where Python fails, and our number 1 pick dominates. Python is primarily a backend and a scripting language. You can't actually build front-end web applications with it. You need JavaScript for that. So Python is incredibly powerful and versatile, but it doesn't actually cover the full stack the way our number 1 language does. And as you've probably guessed it, our number 1 programming language in 2026 is JavaScript. And it's not even close. JavaScript or TypeScript is actually the most AI-friendly and the most powerful language you can learn in 2026. Here's why. You can build absolutely anything you want with TypeScript. Front-end web apps with React, Vue, or Svelte. Backend services with Node, Dino, or Bun. Mobile apps with React Native or Expo. Desktop apps with Electron, command line tools. Even embedded systems if you really wanted to. Although I wouldn't recommend doing that. There is no other language on this list that lets you build across so many platforms with a single language. The developer experience is incredibly refined. There's just so much tooling with VS Code, ESLint, Prettier, so many packages that work together seamlessly. And the package ecosystem with NPM is the largest in the world, even though it has its own security problems. Whatever you're trying to build, there's probably already a package for that. But here's the real reason TypeScript is number 1 in 2026. Last week, I actually asked Cursor to build me a complete authentication flow. Login, sign up, password reset, GWT tokens, the whole thing. In TypeScript, it generated working code in under 5 minutes. But I also tried it with another language, like Java, and it generated a bunch of code that wasn't actually working properly. It wasn't compiling. Because there's so much JavaScript code, so many examples available on the internet, and all of the LLMs have been trained on that data. JavaScript is probably the language they've been trained on the most. This means when you're using Cursor, Copilot, Cloud Code, whatever you're actually using, the suggestions for TypeScript are usually pretty spot on. We're at a point now where AI can write entire functions, entire components, even entire features, but only if it knows the language and the ecosystem well enough. And with TypeScript, it does. This means you can build faster, ship faster, iterate faster than with any other programming language. And here's the cool thing. With TypeScript's type system, AI can help you catch at least 50% of the dumb bugs before you even refresh the page. In Python, those same mistakes probably survive until runtime, aka when your app crashes. And looking at the data, developers agree. TypeScript jumped in popularity 5.1% from 2024 to 2025, second only to Python. It has a 58% admiration rating, which puts it in the top 5 languages that are the most loved. And JavaScript, which TypeScript is actually built upon, is used by 66% of all developers. That's 2/3 of all developers using JavaScript. The market has spoken. Job, startup, side hustle. TypeScript can handle all of it. And that's why it's number 1. But wait a second. Before we go, here are 2 honorable mentions. These are the languages that you pick when you're kind of bored of the mainstream and you want something different. Elixir is fascinating because it's completely different from anything else on the list. It's a functional language built on the Erlang VM and it has a 65.9% admiration rating. That's the 3rd highest of any language. And the Phoenix framework makes building real-time web applications incredibly elegant. Functional programming definitely breaks your brain the first time you try it. It's so weird, it's so different, but it's actually enjoyable once you get the hang of it. The problem is it's niche. There aren't a lot of jobs around it, and AI doesn't know it very well. But it's worth watching, especially if you want to be the person who can build reliable systems while everybody's duct taping JavaScript everywhere. And Zig is the other one. It's another systems language like Rust, positioned as a replacement for C and C++. But Zig code is more readable than Rust, more explicit about what's actually happening. But the trade-off is that it's way less popular than Rust. Fewer jobs, less tooling, and AI barely knows it exists. But both Elixir and Zig are languages to keep on your radar for the future. So there we have it, the 5 programming languages that actually matter in 2026. But here's what I want you to remember. The best language is not any random language. It's the language that helps you build whatever you want to build. If you want to work in AI and machine learning, learn Python. If you want to build web apps and mobile apps, learn TypeScript. If you want enterprise jobs, learn Java or C#. If you want to build highly performant backend systems, learn Golang. And if you want to do systems programming, learn Rust. There's really no wrong answer here, but what is wrong is learning a programming language just because someone told you it's the best one to learn, without actually understanding what you want to do and what you want to build. So figure out your goal first and then pick the language that will get you there the fastest. Alright, that's it for this one. If you found the video helpful, drop a comment below saying which programming language you're gonna learn in 2026. And if you disagree with my ranking, even better, drop a comment below explaining why, and I'll make sure to read all of them. Alright. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.